What is up, everyone? We are back live on the air from McHenry County, Illinois. Welcome from wherever you are around the world and around the United States. I know the majority of our viewers are from the States, but we do have some from other areas. So I'm out by myself now. There's no need for a shovel rat, and all I'm doing is clean up on commercial lots. So hopefully you guys can keep me company here as we get into it. And I've already started this lot. Now we're trying the whole go live thing. Turn on my heat here. Might get a little louder, but got to keep warm. Got to keep the windshield warm. We had a fun day. We definitely had a lot of filming going on earlier today, and we'll keep it going. Probably only be out maybe 2 hours. I got 4 jobs total to do. This is I have 3 more after this, basically. So it's just doing cleanup. We did the main plow earlier at like 6 a.m. yesterday, and then the employees came. It was still snowing, and once the lots are clear for the day, then we go back and clean it up and put down more salt. We need to use salt. It's very cold here. It's going to be a low. They're talking about 10 degrees tonight. So we definitely want to get this cleared up and then salted, so that when they come and use the lot tomorrow, it's all good to go. No chance of slippage or anything like that. It's all about trying to keep it as safe as possible. These are all the lots I'm doing now are 0 tolerance lots. So and this is my favorite time to work, in the middle of the night, because you get places a lot quicker, and pretty much the only other people out on the roads are other plow guys. When we have to plow, which we did earlier, today during rush hour, it takes us so much longer to do our route and to get to everything, just because of all the people in your way, and sometimes they'll get into accidents. Let's see. Do you sub out for sand and salt spread? No. Good question though. I don't do that. I will never. I guess never say never, but I make really good money on salting. So I've got actually, I'll show you. I got a tailgate spreader on the truck, and that's how I salt my lots. One of these days I will get like one of the bigger spreaders, like the V-box spreaders. Those are really nice. But no, I mean, there's a lot of seasons, and this season being one of them, that if I didn't salt, I probably wouldn't make that much money this year, because we didn't get a lot of snow this season so far. So my lots are 0 tolerance, which means even if there's a dusting, we come out and salt it, scrape it if needed. And I've probably made more money in salting this year than plowing. So, and I don't mind the salting. It's like so much easier than plowing. I mean, literally, you fill your hopper, you go drive around parking lots and hit the trigger, and you spread it around. So to me, it's a very easy thing to do, and it's easy money. Easier than the plowing. So Good question. Good question. Hey, don't forget to hit that like button, by the way. The thumbs up, you know. Yeah, so we, it's looking like there's, we didn't get much up here in the northern suburbs like they did down in Chicago. You know, we got a decent amount with this storm. Down in Chicago, in southern suburbs of Chicago, got like a foot of snow. We were at about 2 inches up here, just below 2 inches. So we did most of our accounts and everything, but it definitely wasn't a big storm for us. But I'll take whatever we can get, you know. So they're talking like there's maybe snow. Excuse me. Man, I think I've been talking too much today and it's all dry out. Can't get, So anyway, they're talking like maybe some snow. Let's see if I have to do the truck base. I might just be able to salt them, not have to scrape them. We'll look at that and see. What's your favorite food? Okay, Caitlin. That's my wife in the chat. I see. Thanks for hitting the like button, Caitlin, by the way. I know you were probably the one. Let's see. I better back drag it. There's a little bit here. We'll just do it. My favorite food is cheese fries. Or pizza. Or Italian sausage. Or a cheeseburger. I don't know. I don't know that I can say I have a favorite food. Though you might not agree with me. You may say, he likes this. But I would say cheese fries and pizza are on the top of the list. Oh, look, the likes are pouring in now. Alright. Yeah, so we'll be out here, you know, maybe an hour and a half. I'm hoping like an hour and a half, but it could be like 2 hours. We'll see. But you get done a lot faster at this time of night because there's no two-wheel drive idiots on the road. No, there's no traffic on the roads, so I get from one place to the next pretty easily. But when it's rush hour, yeah, we're just back dragging these truck bays. Even though it's my least favorite thing to do, just do it, get it over with, do it right. I could lay down salt, but then I have to lay down a ton of salt, and why waste salt? Especially with the prices of everything now. We'll just use the plow. Let's see. My cousin asks, is it still snowing up here? No, it's not, Joe. But I'm still working at my accounts. These are cleanups. So it's done snowing. It stopped snowing, you know, probably, I don't know, by noon today, 12 hours ago. But I was working through all my accounts, and then I actually went home to take a nap because I was up for 2 days. And, yeah, so now I just, after my nap, I came out, and all these didn't have to be done. They just had to be done by morning. So I could have even come out, you know, at 3 in the morning or something, but I just wanted to get it over with tonight. Like, just as long as these are done by the time the business opens tomorrow. So, but I'd rather work like around this time. And, you know, you start getting 3 and on, actually the traffic, the morning rush starts picking up. And I hate working in the traffic. So, when will your diesel be in service? Good question. I don't know if you were on the stream yesterday. It needs a rear main seal. So my mechanic's got to pull the trans out to change that. So he told me it'll take him about a week to do it. I never believe his timing schedule, so I'm optimistic that I'll have the truck back in 2 weeks. And then that'll be, that's obviously the main truck, even though the last few storms we've been driving the old truck, the gas truck, which I'm in right now, but, it gets the job done, so. Let's see. Oh, my mom's back on. My parents all day, we were talking about them, waiting for them to come on the chat. They never came on. That was when Matt was with me and everything, but, whatever. They didn't get notifications, so. Oh, they got me on the big screen, so there you go. We had several people today. Somebody earlier was telling me they had us up in their living room on the big screen while they were watching us. And I was like, yeah, that's probably the best way to do it. I love watching YouTube on the big screen, It's all good, all good. Drive safe. Thanks, Joe. And thanks for watching. Hey, don't forget to hit the thumbs up, the like button, if you're heading out. I'll be radio silent once I fall asleep. Oh, okay. Oh, you're in bed now. Well, there you go. I figured you were playing that. Caitlin had some new game on her phone that she was playing tonight. I don't know what it was called, but I didn't ask that much about it. But I thought, how you get a new game and you're like playing it and you get lost in time. I figured she'd be up late playing that. Apparently she has more self-control. So that's good. Look at that, we got the whole family up. Except for Matt and Tim. Let's see. Hey, we paused. Leave it to Beaver to watch you. Oh, good. Yeah, because because you've never seen those episodes of Leave It to Beaver. This is brand new and fresh. That's funny. So yeah, I got after this one, I got 3 more accounts to do, but they're all in separate places. Right now, we're in Crystal Lake, and I've got to go up to McHenry, and then I've got to go to Huntley. So they're all spread out, but that's not a problem at this time of night. Like I said, it's easier to get around. So I don't care. I got work. That's all I'm happy about. I always get sucked in for hours in a new game. Yeah. Hey, it happens to me too. Whenever I'll get on the PlayStation new game, you lose track of time. Hours go by. You're like, oh, I better be done with this for today. Yeah, the truck's been running great. I've been happy with it. Not bad for a backup. It's just rusting the heck out. So that's really the main reason why I'm, retiring it. Because the frame is rusted really bad, and when you're snow plowing, obviously you're putting a lot of stress on your frame and on your truck. And I'm worried that one day I'm just gonna crack the frame or something. So, but the engine still seems to be running solid. I take care of it, put the expensive oil, expensive filters. I always have. And it's like any older vehicle. It just takes a lot. It takes maintenance, but I'm not ready to retire it yet. It's the first truck that I've ever plowed with. So there's a little bit of sentimental value to it for me. And it's still making me money. I go out and get a diesel truck this year, and that thing's sitting in a shop right now and isn't making me money. It's costing me money, and this one's making me money. So there you go. But when the new trucks, when the new truck is 100%, it's going to be awesome. I'm excited about it. It's really good to plow with that. So with the diesel. There you go. Oh, I hit the wrong camera. We're going to this. There we go. Let's go to the dash cam. It is hard to plow and switch cameras at the same time. It takes some little bit of trial and error there, I guess you could say. So yeah, there's not much snow here. I've got to scrape it clean, and it was done earlier today, but a little more snow came down, and cleaning up edges and the truck bays. They had a little bit more snow than the rest of the lot. So let's see. Are you gonna get some dinner? Come on. You should know the answer to that. I actually already got dinner. That's why the live stream didn't start right when I left the house, Caitlin. Because I didn't want to eat on camera, so you can probably guess what I ate, because you asked me what my favorite foods are at the beginning of the stream, so there you go. Roadglide 114 says, do you have a new Boss plow for the diesel when it's ready? The answer to that is no. I'm going to be using this plow that's on this truck. It's my original plow. It's still running. I'm kind of like, I like to keep things until they completely break. So I don't see the need right now to get a new plow. I do have a backup plow. I have a 9.2 Poly Boss V-Plow. It's actually Tori's, but it's in my possession, and it's my backup plow. If he ever comes back from Texas, then he may take it back, which whatever. But that's my backup plow, and that's over at Matt's house. And so if this plow crapped out during a storm, then we would go get that plow and hook it up. But I don't have plans. Eventually down the road, I probably will get a new plow. It'll be probably the same version. Just a newer, just a new plow. So we'll see. But nothing in the immediate future, any plans for that. When's the next storm headed in? Well, you guys live in a different area than us, so. But I think Tom Skilling was saying tonight that actually Chicago is supposed to get some lake effect tonight and tomorrow, like Lake County and all that. But I think the next storm they're talking about is next week. So I may have a few days off, but you never can trust the weather, man. You know what they say. Time to feed mittens. Yeah, well, there you go. Yeah, so I had pizza for dinner, Rosati's Pizza. And it was excellent. The guy that I like, there's a guy that makes them really good. He works nights in the kitchen, and he made my pizza. I always know when he makes it, because he knows how I like them, and they're so much better. And yeah, so that's that. Alright, so yeah, these jobs are not going to take as long as they would if it was, never touched. So it's just cleanup. As you can see, there's not a lot of snow out here. Little bits, but it's enough. It's enough to put the blade down, and then we'll salt everything. Like I was mentioning earlier, it's supposed to drop to about 10 degrees here in Crystal Lake, so anything that's not salted will probably ice up, and we don't want that, so we'll hit them with salt. Do you mow lawns in the spring, summer, and fall? No, I don't. Good question, and people ask that all the time. In fact, even my customers, I have customers that are very happy with me, the work I do, and they go, "Oh, do you do lawns?" And I've had commercial customers ask me, and nope, I don't do lawns. I don't have any desire to do lawns. I love snow plowing, but I'm not really that interested in landscaping. Now, I'll never say never, but, I have no plans in the future to get into the landscaping business. Seems like there's some fun. I see the equipment, and I see, I've met some of the guys in the business, and, if you like being outside, I guess it's a good job for you, I like being out in the snow, so that's why plowing's a good fit, because even if I wasn't doing snow plowing, I like the snow outside of it's just the plowing is, hey, let's figure out a way to make money so I can be out in the snow. So it was a good fit. But yeah, good question. Let's see. Had one a few days ago and it made me sick. Oh, you had a Rosales? Well, yeah, but you're on a special diet now. It was probably good while you were eating it, though. You're getting older. Your stomach can't handle what it used to, But this is my favorite time to be out. I just took a little nap. I think it was like 2-3 hours. I don't know. Caitlin would probably know better. It was a blur what time I got home. And then I laid down. And I got up about 9 o'clock this evening. And now I have like so much energy. I do love being out here at night. I have that the night owl in me or whatever. I don't know. I always hate when I have to plow during the day. I don't have as much energy then either all the time. Like last night, I was doing pretty good. I never slept last night. And then as soon as the sun came out, that's when it started hitting me. I got real tired, and I was like, oh man, I gotta go get some tea or something to wake me up. Because, alright, we're just about done with this one. I got a couple little edges up here to clean up, and we'll have to salt it. And we'll go to we got a camera, the salter can. which during the day is called shovel rack cam, but when Matt's not with me, I mount it on the back of the truck, and then you can see the salter doing its thing, just to mix it up. We really like to mix it up here at the Snowman. Boom. Hey, don't forget to hit the like button if you haven't already. Let's see. Andrew S. says, too much traffic during the day. Yeah. Yeah, I think I was talking about that earlier. Where it takes us so much longer to do our route when we have to plow during daylight hours, during the rush hour traffic. It's so nice this time of night. Like, all you pass on the road is other plow guys. You get there quicker. And especially tonight, I have 3 jobs in 3 different towns. And during the day, it's going to take me a lot longer to get to all those places separately. Let's see. Roadblad asks, do you change the plow's hydraulic fluid yearly? Yes. The answer is yes. But to be honest with you, I used to not do it yearly. And I hate to admit this, but when I first got my plow, I probably plowed 5 years on the same hydraulic fluid and never changed it. And that's not recommended, and it's not good. I didn't know any better, really. And then what was happening was, because what happens is you get water builds up in your hydraulic system, especially with the change of seasons when it goes from winter to summer. So you get that buildup in the fluid, and then I started noticing my hydraulic system, it was not as responsive. It was kind of lagging. I was like, man, why doesn't it almost seemed like it had lost power. And I forget what I was looking at or reading or something, and then I was like, oh, I think I saw a video actually from Boss about changing your hydraulic fluid, and I was like, oh yeah, I never thought of that, and I had never changed it at the time. Like I said, I've been plowing with the same fluid for like 5 years, and I changed it, and immediately I noticed the difference in the fluid. So, after the fluid change, the plow was just a lot more responsive. And so after that, it changed, and I'm like, okay, got to do this every year. So now I do it every season. And in fact, I had some trouble with my, since I had not changed my plow, my hydraulic fluid for 5 years, there's a little drain plug. It's a metal drain plug, and it was rusted. I had a wrench on it. It's a square drain plug, and I put a box wrench on it, and it rounded it out because it was so rusted. And I had to order a new drain plug. Now it'll probably never happen again because I do it every year. It was rusted because I had never, changed it, but I have a couple in stock now just in case it happens, because I destroyed the drain plug getting it out. I had to put channel locks on it, and then I heated it up, and it was jacked up after that. But I learned my lesson on that. So live and learn. Experience. Let's see. Good question though about the hydraulic fluid. Does Uncle Joe H ever watch? Not that I know. He, Joey always watches. He comes on a lot on the live feed. If Uncle Joe watches, he's never said anything on the chat, so I wouldn't know if he's actually watching or not. How often do you grease the middle hinge on the V-Plow? The middle hinge on the V-Plow, I grease that once a month during the season. Obviously, I don't, when it sits for the summer, I'm not doing anything with it. But, yeah, I try and keep that nice and lubed up. And, there's a video Boss came out with how to do that and stuff. They got the little grease holes and stuff. So, all right, let's see here. What do we got going on? Let's see what's happening here. All right. Give me 1 second. Gotta go check the salter can. Modern technology. I was getting no signal from the salter cam. Let's see if it fixes itself. I had to reset it. There we go. We're back. All right. Yeah, because I'm gonna switch to that while I'm salting. Gotta mix it up and make it a little interesting for you guys. go. We're all salted on this one. Gotta make sure to do the paperwork. I think I've been forgetting a lot lately. Then I go back later and go, oh, I have to remember when I did that. Alright, what is it? It's 2/3. 2/3/22. Say 12 o'clock. 70. Okay, we're going to go to Huntley now. Down to Huntley. So we got here. Falling asleep. Good night. Oh, come on. You don't like my singing? What's going on? Let's see. Have you ever broken a plow spring on a job? Do you carry extras? Those are good questions. Yes and yes. So I actually have a video. You should subscribe to my channel. Check out the rest of the videos. I have a video on the plow emergency supply kit that I carry on the truck, and I show all the parts that are in it, and a spring is one of them. I also carry extra hoses. So yeah, you should check that out on my YouTube. But yeah, I have had springs break, and fortunately, every time it has happened to me, I've always had a spring ready to go on the truck. You know, they rust out and get fatigued over time, and it's kind of loud sometimes. It's kind of frightening. You hear the snap, you know, because that's thick metal, ping, and then like usually part of it flies off, and you know, you look around like, what the heck was that? But they're easy to switch out. That's the good thing. I mean, every time it's happened to me, I've been able to switch it out in 5 minutes. I keep a wrench on the truck. You know, I got a little bag of tools that, you know, has all the right tools for any of the fittings. I have the right, you know, the size wrenches I need for the hydraulic hoses and all that. I've never had a hydraulic hose completely just burst on me. I know it does happen, but I haven't had that happen. And I do try and keep an eye on them. At the beginning of the season, I'll look over all my hoses, and if you know, if one of the hoses looks like dry rotted and brittle, I just change it out, because I'm like, I don't want to wait for it to fail, you know, and have it go on the job. Just save time. You know, so yeah, I keep hydraulic fluid in the truck, and you know, it's always good to have those extra supplies and ready for anything to go wrong. So yeah, we're going down to Huntley now. Huntley actually got more snow than Crystal Lake. They're a little bit south of us, and the way the storm worked out, the southern areas actually got more snow than the northern. Sometimes it's the other way around. You know, the heavier bands of snow are up north, but this one was kind of reversed. So the further south you drive from Crystal Lake, there was more and more snow. So they got, you know, easily 2 inches down there, whereas we probably 1.5 inches in Crystal Lake. Some areas where, I don't know, some areas that seem closer to 2 inches, but could be drifting snow too. You never know about that. So, oh yeah, best time to be on the roads. And the roads are in good shape now. Obviously, they had enough time. Everything's dry, really. Overall. Of course, there's always got to be somebody on your tail. It's the middle of the night. Where do you got to be? There's no cars, but there's one car behind me. And he's riding my Salter pretty good. Hey, maybe he'll hit it and I'll get a new Salter. I've wanted a new Salter. Yeah, just thinking two-wheel drives. Not going fast enough for him now. Goodness gracious. Let's see. Do you use dedicated snow tires? I do. When I first started plowing, I just had, general all-terrain tires on this truck. My first year. So I plowed a couple storms with that. Then Tori told me about these tires, snow tires, that a guy he was friends with out in Colorado swore by these tires. Loved them. So they're expensive, they're not cheap, but okay. I got them for this truck, and I never look back. I never want to plow with anything else. They're called BF Goodrich Commercial TA Traction Tire, and they're actually studdable as well. Now, in the state of Illinois, you can't put studs in your tires, but these are a commercial grade tire, and made for snow. So if you live in another area, you can get the studs for them and you'd probably be really happy. But I've been really impressed with these tires, and I plowed one storm with the diesel truck so far, and that's just got general all-terrain tires on it, and I noticed a big difference. So that truck, what my plan is to put these tires on that truck, since this is going to be the backup, and then I'll put those tires on this truck. These tires, obviously, they're not you really shouldn't drive them in the summer, but I don't change them out. I don't have an extra set of rims, so I just leave them on all year. But you're hurting your gas mileage somewhat having these on all year round when you don't need them. But as far as in the winter, man, I plow in two-wheel drive a lot. That's how good these tires grip the road, and cut through. They actually call them pizza cutters because it's a little bit of thinner tire, and it cuts through the snow and ice. I highly recommend them. They're not cheap, but they work great. I can vouch for that. After plowing with them for 12 years now. They usually last me about 3 years. So about every 3 years I got to replace them. And that's with driving them in the summer too. So if you had an extra set of summer tires that you swap out at the end of the season, the tires would probably last you more than 3 years too. They definitely grip the road really good. So. Alright, you win, buddy. I'm letting him pass me. I can't take it. Go on, go, go! Come on! All right, you got to get there quick. It's almost 1 in the morning. Goodness. Need somebody on my tail. Oh, all right. Let's see. Okay, this weekend I slid down a hill with my new F350 plowing snow. It scared the crap out of me. I'm thinking of getting some. Okay, yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. I will tell you, like I said, I've got the diesel truck now, and that's just got regular tires on it. And I am so used to the superior gripping of these tires that I did not, like, you kind of forget, and you don't know what you got till it's gone. And when I plowed that storm with the diesel truck, I was very nervous because that thing slid a lot, and then I remembered, oh yeah, I don't have my good tires on it, so I would highly recommend them, especially in a situation like that. I mean, yeah, it gets scary if you especially with the plow and salter on. If you slide off the road, it's a lot harder to get back on the road with all that weight, of the snowplow on your truck. And especially if you had a decent sized snowfall, you're basically calling a tow truck. And like I said, with these tires, the majority of the time that I plow, I'm plowing in 2-wheel drive. I have to turn it on sometimes. I'll get in a situation pushing a pile where I get hung up, and then I'll go and switch on the 4-wheel drive, and then I switch it off. And usually the 4-wheel drive, depending on the storm, it'll be on during a storm, like, when the roads are really bad. If I think like it's really slick out, then I turn them on, turn the 4 on and all that. But yeah, they're called BF Goodrich Commercial TA Traction. And if you just you can Google search that, and then you just type in the size of your tire. I mean, you go to a tire shop, you just tell them what you want, and they'll get you the right size based on your vehicle. I've seen a lot of guys that think, for whatever reason, they think a wider tire is better in the snow. And a wider tire actually gives you less traction in the snow than a thinner tire. Because a thinner tire, that's what I said, like they call them pizza cutters, a thinner tire cuts through the snow and ice. Whereas a wider tire, it actually just sits on top of the snow and ice and makes you slide more. It's all about having the right tool for the right job, Right tool for the job. Good questions by Roadblog tonight. Got a little construction zone here. Putting a new bridge in. Man, I can feel the temperature's dropping outside. It's a good thing I don't have to do any shoveling and get out of the truck. Freeze my buns off. Hey, yawning contagious. Don't do that. did earlier today. We were up here in Huntley. We did all our commercial jobs. We have or residential jobs. We have what do we have up here? 6, 7. We have 8 residential jobs up or down here, and we ended up doing all of them today. So. Now we're back for the one commercial job. How many miles on that truck and what year is it? See, I'll give you the exact mileage. It's up there. 235,617. Ever since I had this truck, so this truck I've had since 2010. That's 12 years. I've always been really good about the oil changes. I put expensive oil. I buy a oil filter, the Royal Purple oil filter that's like, $25 or $30. So I've tried to do the correct maintenance stuff for the engine, and the engine has been pretty good. I've had to replace the trans. I've rebuilt the trans in this truck. This has been rebuilt twice in the 12 years that I've had it. But that's really to be expected for a plow truck. Talked to a lot of other guys about it, and they talked about going through transes too. So it's just part of the thing. I tried, I would always check the trans fluid, and I've even put the conditioner in before and all that, so I don't really know that even helps anything, because it seems like it's a regular interval that I need a new trans in the truck. But and this truck is a 2004. It's got the 5.4 gas engine. My new truck, which is not new, it's new to me, but that's also a 2004, and that has the 6-liter diesel in it. And that's currently being repaired for several months now. I think the truck first came in my possession maybe back in November or something, and ever since then it's just been, I've had it for like maybe a week, and then it goes back to the mechanic shop, but I don't want to put it in the rotation until it's 100%. I want to get all the oil leaks, which it didn't seem to have an oil leak at the beginning, and then for whatever reason the rear main seal started leaking. So, and that's not a cheap oil leak. It couldn't be one of the cheap ones, But yeah, I really, with the 2004, like this gas truck, it's been good to me. And I've said several times on here, the only reason that I've upgraded is because of the rust on this truck. My new truck, the diesel one, came from Texas. There's no rust on it, and I just got it undercoated too a couple months ago. Before I put it in service, I sprayed undercoating on it. I never did that with this one, never even thought about it. Live and learn. But the salt, I do salting. It's strapped to the truck. That is horribly corrosive, obviously, for the metal frame of a truck. So, that's the nature of the beast too. We'll see. I'm hoping the undercoating, like this one, I'm 12 years in. And what I'm hoping is that the undercoating on the new truck, gives me a few more years than 12 years, but we'll see. I don't know. there will be a video. We filmed the whole undercoating. We had a professional do it, and we filmed it and everything. So we are gonna have a video about that on our channel eventually. Just whenever I get time to edit that up. Yeah, this is good. There's not a lot of scraping here to do. I'll have to salt, definitely, but there's very minimal. Just clean up the edges, and I gotta clean up where people parked. There were employees parked and all that stuff. Yeah, I don't necessarily think you always need a brand new truck. I think especially with snow plowing, your truck takes a lot of abuse when you're plowing snow. I don't know that I'd ever want a brand new truck because it's just going to get beat up, And I like the fact that, I have an older truck, so I'm not as worried it's going to, when it gets a few dents and dings. Because you hit stuff, you run into like tree branches, they'll scrape your truck. That's a big thing when you're plowing. If you're doing especially like residential driveways, there's some tight driveways, and you drive in there and you're trying to get, you're paying attention to the snow moving it, and all of a sudden you realize there's a big tree or bush right next to you, and it just scrapes the heck out of the side of your truck. I've had that happen many times to this truck, and the first few dents and scrapes really hurt, especially because this truck was beautiful when I got it. It was didn't have any rust, didn't have dents, scratches, dings, and then it's a work truck, and it's gonna get some abuse. So now it doesn't matter because it's been around a long time. But even if I, when I was looking before I got the diesel truck from Texas, I was looking kind of in the 2010 range of year of truck, because I knew I didn't want something brand new. I couldn't afford anything brand new. Let's not kid about that. I mean, I can't believe the prices of trucks now. I just look at that and I go, first of all, how many years do I have to be in business to actually have that truck start making me money? Like if I went out and got a even a 2020 truck, especially right now, everything's a lot higher. But you only make so much profit in a season, especially since my plow business is it's a smaller operation. We're not the huge ones, and I never will be. I'll never be the big $1 million plow business. But you think about that. So if I were to buy a truck like that with a small business like this, it would take me like 5 years to even start making money on that truck. And then by the time the truck's 5 years old, it's probably going to have some problems from all the abuse that plowing puts on it. So I don't mind the older stuff. I think it's got charm. I really like it's hard to find ones that don't have rust on it, because that's the main thing I look for. I feel like I'll buy an older car. If it's got engine problems, we can work with that. If the frame and body are rusted out, it's a lot harder to deal with. So, but some of those older, like the square body Ford trucks, like the early 90s, man, I love the look of those trucks. And I've seen some guys in my area that have plows set up on those. And, most of the time they're in not great shape body-wise. They got rust and stuff. But once again, those guys are making money with them, so they probably don't cost them as much. and they're a little simpler, you know. All the stuff now with these there's more and more computers and all that stuff in the vehicles that they make it harder and harder for you to even work on your own vehicle anymore. As all the John Deere guys found out. Yeah, this one's going to be easy. I'll be out of here in a jiffy. Getting between these cars. Not hitting them. Trying not to hit them. It's always a concern. Because you want to try and get close to clean it. But you don't want to... What's really annoying about what we're looking at right here is I usually pile snow right behind where that car is. And now what I have to do, there's not really much room. There's a retaining wall here. And there's not really much room. So I have to push the snow against the retaining wall, but it really isn't going anywhere, so it cuts down on the, the parking space. But they never really think about that, and people... a lot of times they're on these lots, they're parking cars right in front of where I push snow. So that can get frustrating. But at the end of the day, I'll just do the best I can, and if they complain, say, well, you got to move the vehicles, Like you always hope that at these auto shops, all the managers have been talked to about when there's snow, pull as many cars in the bays, as possible. And I'm looking inside here, and there's a lot of open bays tonight, and there's a lot of cars out here still. So it's kind of frustrating because I've talked to them about it, and it just doesn't seem to matter. So I guess if it doesn't matter to them, it shouldn't matter to me, but I like to get my lots looking like as good as possible. Alright, let's see. We're good over there. Can't get in there. That's too tight of a spot. We got there. So I guess I just hit this corner here. It's always nice to round your edges, get everything pushed in. Boom. Go around here. I got one space left to hit from this direction. It's all about how your truck's angled. See, okay, we got it. You got it, baby, you got it. There's always tight squeezes. Do. If you just tuned in, thanks for watching, and hey, don't forget to hit that like button. Or as some call it, thumbs up. We're going to be salted now. We're going over to Salter Can. This one's a little easier to salt because I just do the rounds. Just go roundy, roundy, roundy. But as you can see, okay, we got this one. We're at February 3rd, day after Groundhog Day. How come everyone's Groundhog sees something different? So what do you go by? Did you ever notice that? 22. See, we'll say 1 a.m. 1 p.m. It's probably still have McHenry and Crystal Lake to do. Moving right along. All right. Let's see here. I have you on my tablet now. The big guy fell asleep. He's a real party animal. Yeah, they don't make them like they used to. Yeah, I always like putting YouTube up on the big screen. Or even when we're zooming, I always use the big screen too. I forgot I gotta salt between these spaces. I want to forget that. To hit nothing. It's really nerve-wracking going between these cars, even salting or plowing, whatever it is. It takes some concentration. Alright, so now we are heading to McHenry. Right now we're as far south as we go, and we're heading to the farthest north point that we go on our route. So, but there's no traffic, so we're happy about that. Yeah, well, that's what I was just saying. Let's see, road glide mentions, get your truck undercoated. Yeah, I got an undercoating on it. That's what I was talking about. So, they recommend every 1 to 2 years doing the product that I use, Fluid Film. It's a product called Fluid Film Black. And the product is actually used by the U.S. military on their stuff, and I think the Navy uses it too on the ships. So it's a lanolin-based product, and I've heard good things about it. So the company, it's made by a company called Eureka Chemical Company, sent me a 5-gallon bucket, and we made a video on it. So I plan on doing that. Fluid film is nice because it's a product where even if you already have rust on your truck, it like stops it in place. So you can just spray it over a rusty surface and it'll stop it from rusting further, which is really nice. So yeah, I plan on doing that. Here we go. Got another guy. Go, go, go! Off to the races! Goodness gracious. What is wrong with people tonight? Go on the speed limit, and this guy, he comes up, me, tailgate me! Alright, go around. Go around, what is this, the Indy 500? Anyway, so, yeah, the fluid film, they say, every year if you can. And I plan on doing that on the new truck. And hopefully it keeps it a lot longer. So, let's see. Nick says, how's your night going? Good, Nick. It's been a long day, but I was able to go home and rest up for a couple hours, take a nap, and got myself re-energized. So obviously there's no shovel rat with me. I'm driving alone. So I do love having you guys on in the chat, keeping me company. Helps me, get through the night. I love plowing at night, though. I love being out here when there's no traffic. So beats the rush hour, that's for sure. You have some crazy people driving at these late hours. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But if you've ever driven, if you know what driving like is in Chicago, we're close enough to Chicago where maybe some of them bleed out into the suburbs. I've driven in downtown Chicago. It's insane. But yeah, I don't know what's wrong. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what's wrong with people tonight. That's the second car where I pulled over just to get them off my butt. Like, I'm driving here and it's not fast enough for you. Like, where do you really have to be at this time of night? That fast. I gotta go down and get to Taco Bell before they close. I don't know. I'm just guessing. What do you have to be doing? Thank you for all the likes, guys, all the thumbs up, appreciate it, and appreciate all the support. Hopefully we entertain you guys a little bit, and help you guys get through the night, whatever you're at, whatever you're doing, wherever you're at. I know a lot of people, a lot of other plow guys sometimes watch this that are out there as well plowing. Our next storm's not supposed to be like for a week, so we'll see. I know things change. They never really know that far out, so Welcome back, Nick, by the way. I know you were on earlier today. We had 2 previous broadcasts today. I think you were on both of them. Have a safe night. Time for me to sleep. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you for tuning in, and go check out the rest of our videos. We got some good stuff on there. If you haven't already, about all these different products we've been talking about on the truck and all that. So, not today, of course. I know you're going to sleep. Tomorrow when you wake up. I think this truck needs new shocks or something. I got a rattle whenever I hit bumps, but maybe it's just with the plow on there. I don't know. I'll have to have that looked at eventually. I think it is the shocks, because it was doing it like a month ago, and I sprayed them with some lubricating oil, and then the sound went away. But now it's back. But it's been dry. There's a lot of salt and stuff that likes to cause problems for metal. Funny when you're like just going and going, kind of lose track of the days. Like I'm like, wait a minute, what day is it? And I think right now it should be Thursday morning, 1 a.m. Central Time, Thursday. But it takes me a minute. I have to think about it. It kind of all blends together when you get, you get working for, an overnight or something, and then you lose track of it. Nick says, I hit the like button. Thank you, Nick. I appreciate that. We always have a running joke with Matt about that. It really annoys him when I say to people, hey, don't forget to hit the like button. Although he's tired of hearing my stories now, so like one of the questions people always ask is, what do you do in the summertime, or do you do landscaping? And he's tired of hearing my response to that. So he goes, I'd just rather hear the like thing than okay. Like, I can't help it. I'm just answering people's questions. And, it's different people ask it. Like, they're logged on, some people come in and go. They're not on the whole broadcast, so they didn't hear what we talked about earlier. Although I always tell them you can go back and rewatch it, because YouTube does save a recording of it, so you can go back and see what you missed. We do have some pretty funny and interesting conversations, especially when Matt's in the truck with me. Matt got me today. I don't know, we were on live, so some of you might have heard it or seen it, but my air horn under the hood, the hose came off of the air horn, so it wasn't working. The compressor, we heard it kicking in, but the actual hose that goes from the compressor to the actual air horn disconnected. So we stopped, and I opened the hood and was reconnecting it. and he was sitting in the truck, and he was waiting for me to reconnect it, and then he blasted on the horn right after I reconnected it. And I was like, I knew he was going to do it. Like, I was sitting there thinking, I'm going to connect this. And I was thinking, I got to do it quick because I bet he's going to blow the horn on me. And he did. So, there you go. So, he got me. Fool me once, shame on you. He won't get me again on that one. No siree. So 2 more jobs. Shouldn't take too long. We'll see what I'm getting into with this one. I'm going to McHenry. When I was there to plow early in the morning, I guess I would say this morning, but because I haven't, seems like the same day for me, but it was yesterday morning. There was a lot of cars in the parking lot, and so I really didn't get a good scrape of everything in the lot. So we get down there, up there, whatever, we'll see what we're getting into. If there's, everyone is so dynamic, and they're in different towns too, so sometimes one town will get a lot more snow than the other, and it's one of those things you just have to go out there and look at the lot in order to determine what it's going to take. He's grounded. Yeah. Keyboard malfunctioned. It was supposed to say, that's it, he's grounded. Yeah, I know. I gathered what it was supposed to say. I read between the lines. All these, in the chat, when people chat a lot of times it doesn't make sense because they're using their mobile device or their phone, and it auto-corrects, or auto-incorrect, as I should call it. So that happens a lot. It's like, okay. I use the laptop, so that doesn't have autocorrect. So it usually isn't a mistake in the typing. Yawning's contagious. 33, 34. How those look. I don't know, they don't look great. It is cold out. I might spread a little more salt on one of those. See what I got left in the hopper when I'm done. is, have you ever had a Honda? You mean like for plow? No, I've never had a Honda. Well, I do have a Honda. I have a Honda lawnmower, but that's my extent of Honda. I don't tend to like two-wheel drive vehicles. I try and always have an all-wheel drive vehicle. Although maybe Honda makes some all-wheel drives, but I don't really. I prefer like Chevy, Ford, the American cars, I guess you could say. Like Caitlin drives a Ford Explorer, and we actually both like that. Very happy with. Been happy with it overall. It needs to be replaced now, but. Excuse me, that was me. That's the Rosati's. I tasted Rosati's. static, huh? Did it just start, or has it been doing it the whole time? Might be your earbuds. Are they wired earbuds or wireless? No, I'm not falling asleep. I'm doing pretty good. I only got 2 left too, so don't have that much to go. I did have to open the window because it was getting a little too toasty in here. Whenever it gets too toasty, I start going. So I did crack the window and let that fresh air in, but no, I think if I made it through last night, without sleeping, this is nothing in comparison. It's just, maybe I'll be home by 2. I don't know. See, they're wireless headphones. I don't know. I would think it might be your headphones. But what you can do is try pulling it out and listening to the tablet speaker, and if it does it on the tablet speaker, then it's on my end. But nobody else has commented that there's an issue with the audio, but I mean, I guess it doesn't necessarily mean there's not. One thing I'm glad this truck has now, because I plowed with it for about 2 years with no dash lights, and I thought I was going to have to pull the dash apart, and that something that was wiring in the dash that was bad. And it turns out all it was the switch, the headlight switch on the dash was bad. And I just bought a used one on eBay, popped it in a couple minutes, and boom. I always used to have to guess, like, it would always worry me, especially where we're at now, this area of McHenry. The police always sit there at night, clock people, and I would always have to guess. I got good at guessing my speed because I never got a ticket, but it's nice to have a lit up dash now. It's the small things in life, Actually trying to fix this truck up too, because it's going to be what Caitlin's going to be driving. So I was trying to get it all buttoned up, all the little things. Like the door handle used to be messed up. I replaced all that. Got the dash lights fixed. Got the exhaust fixed. It was really loud. Crazy loud before. There's the friendly copper. They're always there. Alright, here's our job. Oh, good. There's only one car in the... There we go. My controller was acting weird. only one car in the lot. We like that. There was a car here yesterday. Couldn't really plow here, but so now I get to clean this up, as you can see. Get it all buttoned up. We're gonna definitely do some good to put some salt on this lot, especially in spots. Says, I want to know if the dash for the miles ever went out, and if you buy a new dash and don't know how much miles you have, what would happen? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I haven't had that happen. Like, the dash light went out, but the miles still worked, so the light, the light for like the speedometer and all that. The miles actually always still worked. Like, that's on a separate fuse or circuit or something, so that always still showed up. It's just like the speedometer and the fuel gauge and the RPMs and all that stuff that is backlit and didn't work. I'm sure there's vehicles out there where that all malfunctions and you don't know how many miles are on it. So I guess as long as the car's running, as long as it's still running, it really doesn't matter how many miles are on it, right? Nice that there's only one car in this lot. Good. This looks good. So let's smatter some salt. We'll be out of this one. That was pretty quick. Thought I fell asleep because I was so quiet. Well, I can't really talk to myself. You know, that's an art that only Dad has perfected. So if nobody's asking questions in the chat, then I'm pretty quiet. 2, 3, 22. We'll say 1:30. AM, and that's okay. So we got one more job. Crystal Lake. Hopefully it goes as easy as this one did. Best possible shot. We're going to Crystal Lake next. So it's the Auto Tech in Crystal Lake, which is pretty close to home. This is another one where it's already been done earlier today, but just got to go there and do cleanup and then salt. So easy money. Think of that green cabbage. Thanks for all the likes, guys. Appreciate the support. Glad we could keep you company at this late hour. Although I guess if you're watching from another country, it could be an early hour. We do have some people watching us from faraway places. We had an Irishman the other day. Was watching the live stream. Yeah, it's cold out there. There's like a biting wind. Trio is 24 hours. It's always really cheap gas up here at this gas station. Called the oh yeah, it looks like they're open. $3.65. Although they're not cheaper today. Just as high as everyone else in town. It's nice to have a 24-hour gas station. There's several of them in Crystal Lake that are no longer 24 hours. Like a lot of them. All the Shells used to be 24 hours. Oh, are we having internet signal problems? Error. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Froze for a minute. Yeah, it must have been the internet connection. I'm on a hotspot, Sprint hotspot. Looks like it's working now again, even though my screen still says error. Sometimes it takes a few minutes to clear the error. There it goes. Now it's showing excellent connection. Sometimes you get a cell phone network error or something. No, it was definitely on my end. Like I said, my screen was telling me that there was a connection issue, that I wasn't connecting good with YouTube, so. in, don't forget to hit that like button. So we got a few new viewers. We're just doing some button-up snow plowing for a little bit while more here. We got one job left to do, actually. Just doing cleanup work, basically. And then salting all the lots. So not too difficult. Nothing we need a shovel or shovel rack for or anything. There we go. Let's see, I'm getting tired just watching you yawn. I'm a big boy, I'm out lots of nights. I'll be okay. You can go to sleep. Especially if you're tired, right? Take advantage of that. Only have one more job to do. That's a new train engine. Fancy looking. I'll tell you what, my throat has been dry. Like, crazy dry. Horse. A horse is a horse, of course, except for Mr. Ed. It's so easy in the middle of the night to get from job to job. Nobody else. You see like a few, maybe police officers and other plow guys, and that's about it. Nobody's in your way. Oh boy, time to take the Christmas lights down, guys. It's a little bit beyond. I'm thinking there should be the least snow at this job because it was the last commercial job I did, so it was closest to when it stopped snowing. Little corner here. I know there's a little bit of area where the employees park. It needs to be done. Obviously, it needs to be salted. Yeah, right back there is where. Oh, these cars are moved too. There's been a car here for weeks on this portion, but this is nice. I haven't been able to get this cleaned up in a while. So I like that. Easy peasy. I have yet to see this lot. This is the first time this parking lot has 0 cars in it. This is my first year doing this job, and so far this season, there's always been a car, at least one in the lot. So this is kind of nice. We like empty parking lots. They're a lot easier to plow. You can actually do a better job too, you know. This one's got a lot of ice in it actually, so good thing we're here with our salt. Should be able to sleep pretty good tonight. I mean, I'm not saying, but I'm just saying. Busy street during the day. It's been really hard to do these corners during the day. Kind of nice. How far from your house are you? Well, I'm on 14 by like Tommy's, across the street from Tommy's. This is you know, the Auto Tech. It's not the hall. The hall's done already. We'll need to go back to that. Let's see here, remote cam. Here we go. Switch to the other cam. Transition. Boom. Start doing some salt. this here. Get that paperwork so we get paid. It's 2/3/22. Alright, everybody, that's going to be it for tonight. We're done. We're wrapped up. So we were out about, actually, let's see what my counter says. 2 hours and 20 minutes. I thought it was going to be about 2 hours. It turns out maybe 2.5 hours, but, you know, it's all good. Get to go home now. Get some rest and wait for the next one. We'll be on live the next time it snows, so whenever we go out, even if it's just a salt, we'll be coming on live, whether it's day or night. I appreciate all the support and all the views. Make sure you hit the like button if you haven't already. I know most of you probably already have. And we'll catch you all later.